Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time tuning in, my name's Brandon, and this is my new boat, the Hobie Lynx. I found a good deal on Facebook Marketplace, and y'all know me. I like to keep things interesting and do different stuff on the channel, and kayak fishing is something that I kind of lacked in, mainly because I haven't had a good quality kayak. So I decided that I'm gonna go ahead and spend the money and get a decent little kayak, and I got it for several reasons. As I mentioned before, y'all know I like to switch things up, do different stuff on this channel, and I think doing some kayak fishing, being able to fish different areas that I can't get to in a boat, will definitely make things interesting, be a little more fun. Also, I go a lot by myself, and it really doesn't make sense to haul a 25.5-foot boat just to go out by myself for a few hours and then have to get home and clean it, loading it and unloading it and all that good stuff. And number three, I will probably be fishing a few kayak tournaments next year. It looks fun, and I do fish a lot of boat tournaments, so it'll definitely be something we can partake in. But yeah, this is the Hobie Lynx. This is the first adventure on this little boat here, and I gotta say, so far I like it. And the reason I didn't like kayaks before is because I had a paddle and not this drive here, and it's just night and day difference, y'all. If you've ever considered getting a kayak, just go ahead and spend the extra money and get one with this paddle drive system, because it's awesome. And so far, the only thing that's uncomfortable is these the foot straps right here. There's a way you can adjust how far back you want to be, or you want your legs to be extended, and right now they're a little too close, but I forgot an Allen wrench, I think, is what I have to push them further back. So I'm kind of feeling cramped, but it's all right. It's not that bad. Went ahead and purchased a good quality life vest here, something that's not bulky. You can just throw on and then you really don't even know it's there. So this morning I decided to pick an area that's a little protected. We do have probably about a 15 or 20 mile an hour wind, but you wouldn't even know it because of where I'm at today. We've got all these trees kind of blocking the wind. It's air temperature is about 60 degrees. Water temperature is pretty cold. So I'm hoping that these speckled trout will kind of be pushed back up in this creek here. And I'm gonna be starting with the Mirrodine. It's the MR18. I'm not quite sure the color, but it's kind of got a white or silver flashy side with a green top, red eyes. And that's what we're gonna be starting with this morning. Hopefully we can get on some fish. If we do, y'all be watching this video, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you enjoy all types of saltwater fishing. Let's get to fishing. So back there, I was seeing a lot of flipping mullet. Haven't really seen any pogies, haven't seen any finger mullet, but I have seen some bigger size mullet, which is always a good sign. As long as we've got some kind of action in the water, definitely makes me feel a lot better about fishing in this area here. I know this water is, oh, that was a hit. First dang cast. Oh, something just blew up in the grass over there. There he is. Oh my goodness. Get out of here. White trout, first throw. And so another thing I'm gonna have to get used to doing is getting fish off on a kayak, and if I'm fishing tournaments, getting fish off and keeping them in the kayak. I'm pretty sure that was a redfish that just blew up over there. Let's see if he'll want some Mirrodine. If we keep getting into a bunch of white trout, I'll probably go to a bigger profile bait, just to maybe deter some of the white trout, because I just got smacked again. Unless we start getting into some specks, then we'll definitely leave this on. That's good though, they're back here. And if there's white trout, there's got to be some specks, right? There he is. And it's another white trout. Would you get off? All right, I know what I need. I need to move that rod holder right here. That way I can have somewhere to set my rod while I take fish off. Please don't get a treble hook in me. So if you don't know, that's a white trout. They do get significantly bigger than this, but this is probably about the average size in our area. They aren't bad to eat. They make good fish fries. You can get, you know, 3 or 4 dozen. Fry up a bunch for everybody. But we're looking for speckled trout. Another white trout. Maybe. You a white trout or a speckled trout? Oh, we got us a speckled trout. No, we don't. Yeah, we do. Okay. That's a good sign. There are speckled trout in here. Definitely not the right size, but we will take that species for sure. All right, got to be super careful with these treble hooks, y'all. They can be dangerous. All righty, don't you shake. It's a start. Also, another thing I did forget is like a waterproof case to put all my camera gear. So hopefully it don't start pouring down raining on us. It's pretty misty this morning. Hopefully it don't start pouring down. That would not be great at all. So, as I mentioned before, I'm throwing the Mirrodine. This is the Hobie. So this twitch bait sinks at a faster rate than the MR17, which is just a suspending twitch bait. And I like to work this lure a few different ways, and it also depends on the water temperature, what the fish are wanting that particular day. But you can work it fast, you can work it slow. It just all depends on what the fish want at the time. I do recommend just trying different stuff and seeing what's working better for you. But I mean, I gotta say, this is probably one of my top 3 favorite lures to throw for trout, especially in the wintertime, because sometimes these fish just get in a mood where they don't want to feed, and this bait right here entices. I mean, it's just something in their brain where they just have to hit it, have to strike it. And I really, really enjoy throwing this bait, because when they hit these Mirrodines, I mean, they thump it, they smack it. Oh my goodness. Oh, that kind of scared me. Oh. That will give you chills right there. That almost looked like a keeper trout. Just came up and tried to get that Mirrodine. Seems like this morning they're wanting it really fast. So we're just gonna rip this thing through the water. Golly, right there in the boat. It's not even big. But like I said, they hammer them things. And a lot of times they hit it on the paws, because even when you're not working it, it's just like tossing from side to side as it's falling. And that's really what gets them going. But that actually would be a keeper there. He's probably sitting at about 14 inches, 13, 14 inches. They are getting bigger the further we keep going down this little creek here. Right there. Oh my goodness. Right there at the boat. That was a little bit better fish too. That was probably about 16, 17 inches. Well, I don't know why they wait till the last second to come up and hit. Y'all, there's a pig right there. There's a wild pig I just seen. Man, I'll have to come out here and do a casting blast on the kayak. That was a decent sized one too. Come here, fishy. They are on one this morning. I mean, I didn't even get to work it. You want to get off for me so I ain't got to touch some treble hooks? No? Okay. I'll get you. Come here, come here. Ow! Alrighty. Sure is a pretty fish. Old yellowmouth. Golly. I'm gonna be soaking wet by the end of this trip. I mean, it is just enough to get you wet. It's just a very light drizzle. It sure is inconvenient for sure trying to film. There he goes. Man, he hit so much better. Pretty fish. So many spots on him. I thought you were much bigger than that, buddy. Got him foul hooked a little bit, that's why. Just look at all those spots on that one. Come here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and swap over to a soft plastic and see if they're hitting on that too. But definitely another pretty speckled trout. Get bigger for us. All right, so we're gonna move on to some soft plastics, at least for the next 30-45 minutes. And we're gonna be throwing the Southern Salt Hoodwink baits. These are some new colors that they just came out with. This is the Haymaker and Payload. And I really love that color combination, pearl white with chartreuse tail. And this is also a more natural color there. It's kind of got some red sparkles in it with a white belly. I'm gonna start with the white and chartreuse tail. It looks really good in this water here. And I've got that paired up with an 1/8 ounce jig head. That thing just looks really good in the water. So let's see if they want some soft plastics this morning. I don't see why they wouldn't. More liable to get a redfish on this versus a Mirrodine, even though I know they will hit a Mirrodine. It's just so nice, quiet, and peaceful back here. I mean, it doesn't look like the wind's blowing at all back here, but I know it is. First cast. It's a small one, but it's a fish. Come here. Oh, I don't know. He just woke up. Yeah. Oh, it's a redfish. As I said, more likely to get a redfish on the soft plastic. And literally, first cast with the Hoodwink, we catch a little rat red. And I don't even have any Procure scent on this thing. He wanted it. Check it out. Pretty little guy. Yep. Bye-bye. Oh, just caught a root fish. I thought that was the big one. Let's see if we can get on top of it. There we go. One con is I don't have a fish finder, so I don't know what the water temperature is or the depth, but this is a surefire way to see how deep it is. It's about 6.5 foot. Perfect. Good depth. Well, I don't know how much further I'm gonna ease up into this creek. I'm not really seeing any more bait. Not near as much as I was seeing back behind us. But I'm just curious to see how far this goes. I mean, it all looks good, especially in the winter time. When we get some super cold water temperatures, these quality speckled trout should be back here. That was a hit. We're definitely gonna stay a few more minutes. But yeah, I mean, I imagine the water temperatures isn't but probably 66, 67 degrees today. We haven't really had a whole lot of cold weather. We just had a lot of rain. So I know this water is pretty fresh. What in the world? Okay. This is just, everybody calm down. It's a 3-pounder. Man, for some reason I thought that was a doormat flounder. Don't lie. Y'all done it before. Thought I had another ring. Come here. What we got? Another redfish. Yeah, we're way back up in this creek. I know this water's fresh. I wouldn't be surprised if we started getting on some largemouth bass action. Another good looking redfish. Oh yeah. I was gonna turn around, but like I said, I'm kind of curious to see where this goes, and we just caught a redfish. So this is a perfect example of where I would not be taking my boat, is in a little small narrow creek like this. And in the wintertime, this looks like it's going to be a pretty good spot for some speckled trout, redfish, and possibly bass. We just really need these water temperatures to be a little bit lower. But this is just something, when I'm coming to a new area, I keep in mind that it may not be on fire right now, but in the future, on different conditions, it could be much better. And I will be back here when the conditions are right. That's a fact. Yo, I see that pig again. Same spot he was earlier. Golly, that's a big old pig. That's a big pig. I want to see how close I can get to him. Oh my goodness, y'all. We were literally 10 feet from that pig right there. He looked up and was like, what is that? Oh, that would have been pretty cool if I would have brought a shotgun. Could have did a little cast and blast episode. Actually, that's a good idea. If y'all want to see a cast and blast episode, I do have another spot where I can actually take my boat, and it's actually legal as long as I trim the motor up, don't have the trolling motor in the water, where we could catch some fish and then possibly have the chance to shoot a pig and throw it on the boat. Go home, clean it, cook it, make some bacon. I think that'd be pretty cool. If y'all want to see that, drop a comment down below. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it happen in the kayak, but we could definitely take the blackjack out and possibly make that happen. Speckled trout. Just as I suspected. Find the bait, you're going to find the fish. Come here. On the old Hoodwink. Well, I haven't got another bite pretty much since I seen that pig this morning. I think we may have caught a few white trout and speckled trout. Oh my goodness. I take it back. Anyways, we actually got a decent trout right there on the troll. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call it a morning because it has been super slow. Tide has just bottomed out. It's barely even moving. But pretty cool experience out here on the kayak. If y'all watch the channel, y'all know I don't do this very often, but I will be doing this more often. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get this trout off the hook, and we will see y'all back out on the water next time, either on the kayak or the boat.